I don't know who I am with her anymore. It's like I have to give up being me so that she doesn't freak out. I'm Stuart Matola, I'm a men's relationship coach, and I help guys get unstuck in their relationship to go after what they want. I'm going to give you a 3-step process here. It's more of an architecture of how to regain a sense of who you are to go after what you want with your partner. Step 1 is discovery, discovering who you are, your wants and needs. Step 2 is understanding, understanding where the old patterns came from. Step 3 is act. It's not enough just to understand it, but you got to actually put yourself in the crossfire of that situation that brings up the old patterns. And for step 3, it's critical that you're getting support. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. So step 1, the discovering who you are. Explicitly, that's taking some form, whether it's 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, of some daily conscious solo time. Just being with yourself. A lot of guys do it through some kind of breath work, meditation, maybe yoga. And a lot of times they stop there and think that's enough. Okay. There's a simple process I use to bring a guy into his heart. And I'll do that at the end here if you want to hang out and have an experience of that. But discovering who you are. Now I want to be clear, a lot of guys stop at this space because they're like, well, what's that going to do? And where am I going to get with that? And, how's that going to help me step into her, to confront her bitchiness? I'm going to say, like I always say, one step at a time. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to put aside your fears and just go after this conscious solo time. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Step 2, okay, the understanding of how this pattern happened. Chances are you've done some kind of work on yourself. It came from your mom. She was smothering. You always had to please her. You couldn't really just be you, a happy-go-lucky, kind of crazy kid maybe even. Your behavior got too wild and she clamped it down. Or maybe it came from your dad and he was, he'd yell, he'd bark, and you just couldn't fully be you. So you learned at a young age, I can't be me to make my parents happy. I gotta please them. So then you took that behavior into your marriage. So a lot of guys have done some therapy and they get that. Now it's this 3rd step where I find that therapy often does not hold the man accountable. And this is where the rewiring of the old circuits happen. And this is action. And this is the ability to actually step into an interaction with your wife or partner and notice what it's like to actually disappoint her. And this is the high risk moment. And that could be as simple as, I don't want to, do that Friday night, or I don't think we should do that for the kids. Getting the confidence to actually assert yourself, what you want and what you need, in a way that's not trying to please or fix or make her happy. Okay. So having this actual experience is where guys need support. This is the really tough part. But what I coach guys in is to get them through this experience, how to do it gracefully, tactfully, kindly, and then get through that experience to notice on the other side, like, whoa, I'm okay. She was a little, prickly there. And I didn't just do that old giving myself up just to try to make her happy. Okay. And that's where a guy can't do that alone, because it's so hard, because it's so counter to the old programming that he's been stuck in, often 10, 15 years in a marriage. So that's where a guy needs support, whether it's a group of other guys or coaching. I have a group specifically on Tuesdays, 9 a.m., the Men's Relationship Tools Call. I'll leave a link below. But I want to go back to step 1 and give you this last little bit on a practice that I use to help guys discover who they are. And on the most simple level is get in touch with his heart. And that's it. And I have the guy just take breath from his head into his belly, down the front, up the spine, releasing through the back of the head. Why don't you just take 2 or 3 breaths with me right now, if you're up for that. Just notice what's in your heart. Is it mad, sad, joyful, or fearful? So just stay with that, and you don't have to attach. You can just connect and then flow through it. Now, I'm going to pause here, let you have that experience. Is there one of the four that's alive in you right now? Okay, I'm going to pause there. It may seem super simple, but that's like the first baby step into a guy discovering and reclaiming who he is. Every day, even do that 2-3 times a day, just to notice what's going on in his heart. Because it's been said that if you don't have a connection to your heart, you have no compass. A lot of guys think they have a compass. Yeah, I'm kicking ass at work, I'm making money, I'm making shit happen. But what they find is that's empty if they don't have a connection with themselves, if they don't know what's going on with their heart. And there's 3 other quadrants that I take guys through in my coaching work, because there is more to having a sense of self-relationship and who you are. And you can't have a healthy relationship with a partner if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself. And that builds the foundation blocks to actually have the confidence and courage to then go step into step 3, that action, stepping into the crossfire to rewire that old circuitry. And that's where I've found in the past, and having been in therapy for 12 years in the past myself, therapy did not hold me accountable to do that last step. And actually often it didn't even tell me I needed to do that. And it thought that self-awareness and understanding was enough. And I'm here to tell you, working with thousands of guys over 15 years, that last step of actually building resilience with the behavior or with the consequences that you fear, that's what gets you to that new transformed place where you're showing up differently. And to get support with the consequences, because if you've been in a pattern with your partner for many, many years and suddenly like, who's this dude? And that's going to upset her MO. Or I see often she's like, whoa, who's this new guy showing up in this new way? And it's attractive to her. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my YouTube channel down to the lower right. Share this with another man. And check out my men's relationship tools call, 9 a.m. Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. You can learn more at my website to the left, stuartmatola.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye.